Speak on it here.
We're coming back into order.
I would like to thank everybody that came in. I know interviewing is tough sometimes and getting up in front of a group. And you're a really nice, diverse group of folks. And I appreciate the interest that you have in your town and hope to see you at meetings and, involved in some other town issues. That would be really great. And it was nice to get to know a little bit about each one of you that interviewed.
I was impressed with the knowledge pool that we had to draw from and experience. That was very impressive. Lynn's got some pretty smart folks.
Yes, it was very nice to have as many applicants or candidates to show their interest in being on council. It is a hard job, and it is not pleasant at any given time. A lot of the pleasantness comes with the success of a project being done, being completed. The taxing of the community is kind of challenging sometimes. When are we going to get started? When are we going to get started? And then it gets started, and then when is it going to get done? That whole process of anticipation. So with the capability of the vacancies with RCW in mind, our policies in mind, council, you have a suggestion for an appointment for the position number 2.
Okay, I move to appoint Anna Dobbins for the council position number 2.
Second.
Okay. The qualifications of some of the applicants, in my opinion, were above and beyond. The council has made their appointment and made an motion for Miss Anna Dobbins to take the position number 2. I do not agree with that.
Paula, your opinion does not matter in this situation. Please
It is
don't.
a motion. It is
Please
a motion. It is a motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Okay, that motion carries.
Thank you, council.
I will be letting Mr. Crago know with clear risk of the decision, and because he's very interested in how we conduct ourselves and moving forward. So with that being said, Jackie Laird is somewhere going to be here pretty soon to
I was looking for it.
do a official swearing in. Unfortunately, we are going to have the rest of the meeting to go here. So get your council packets out. The agenda, I would like to amend the agenda, of course. Add new business, under new business, B, there's a chicken permit that came in for your consideration. Item C, under new business, resolution 2404, right-of-way resolution, and it's on a blue sheet. And adding item D, TIB bid authorization form, and it is yellow. So those I would like to add to the agenda. So any objections? Okay, so stands, new additions to the agenda, B, C, and D. Moving on with the approval of April 23rd, 2024 regular meeting minutes.
I have those. Here's the correct information. Everything's.
Okay.
Stuck out those. Through the conversation.
April 23rd, 2024 regular meeting minutes, presented, corrected version.
Unless anybody's got any objections, I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the April 23rd, 2024 regular meeting minutes. All in favor, say aye. And any opposed, motion carries. Council, the approval of June 13th, 2024 special meeting minutes, breaks are actually required on those.
Aren't you talking about that we need to be shortened?
Yeah,
So much.
Item B, seems awfully long winded. Should be able to be condensed, I would think. And then there was like the third line from the bottom, it said it was sent to Department of Corrections.
What page?
That's on
The
the
second
page.
page, second paragraph.
Shouldn't it have been sent to Department of Retirement?
Certificate of Corrections was sent to the Department
Oh, I
of
see.
Corrections.
I see it.
I think this could all use some shortening. Would you like for me to do that and I'll bring it in or just bring it to the next meeting, whatever works?
Okay, so this is, any others?
There was one thing that bothers me here. It says due to no input from the council members. We can't put in input if we're not asked.
Where you at?
First page, but right there.
It was a statement that I made, so it was a quote, a direct quote.
Yeah, it was an incorrect direct quote.
No, I had no input during the 2 weeks that we were working on Ordinance 2405. I was expecting input from council members.
Did you ask?
Yes, during the meeting prior to this meeting.
Didn't we get some suggestions that?
Yes.
And I expected, yes. Okay. Well, you're gonna take out that anyway, so it's gonna be reduced anyway. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I'd like to ask for a 5-minute recess so that I can use the
Okay, we're in recess.
7:31.
Start talking. Don't be quiet.
Yes, you can see that.
Are you getting out? Yeah. Well, I may come knock on your door and ask you more about that solar panel stuff. That's very interesting. It is.
Get some.
You don't know or you do know? Oh. Well, we have some right up the hill.
Who knows how she'll bring television? Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, that's how I mean, but you have like a mother. Yeah. If you put it in a family situation. So I all have to be adults.
I don't want to. All three of them.
What did you get? So no, I don't have those.
I was gonna give her this one, but then you left.
Right next to the church across the street.
Well, yeah. I passed out, I didn't sleep.
Oh, yeah, she was getting signatures.
Where'd you get to go to?
Okay, recess is over.
Yeah.
session after recess. Unfinished business, item A is a wastewater treatment plant biosolid trailer quote. Mr. Gary Biddick is here to let us know how things are going when he does his helping us at the Biosolids and Bartech. So I'll give you the floor there.
Well, I talked to Bartech and DOT and a number of trucking companies that haul all that bio waste to Bartech. There's no classification for bio waste. If it's biohazard, there is a classification according to DOT. You don't have to have a CDL to haul it in a pickup and trailer. You don't have to have hazmat because it's not classified as hazmat. Bartech will not take hazardous material. That's just flat. They just won't take it. And I've talked to a number of different people when I'm up there that haul this bio waste 2 times a day from Post Falls every other day, and they don't even target it. They just haul it. So there's really no hazard to hauling this stuff, other unless you start to bring it out on the road, then they'll probably haul at you. So, but when Stephen presses, it presses out all big a share of the water, and it just sets in there, and you just take it out and dump it.
That's because that's only 1% bio waste, isn't it?
What's that?
Just 1%, isn't it?
Yeah, there's nothing there that classifies it even close to being hazardous stuff, unless you're putting a bunch of paint or something in your sewer line. Then, of course, you're gonna have that in there stuff. So, but other than that, there's really no classification license-wise. You know, when you get up to 26,000 pounds, like if you take a dump truck and it's 26,000 pounds, then you'll have to have a CDL in order to haul. But still, you won't have to have a hazmat. So that's all I found out from them.
Cool, thank you.
Thanks.
So we need a truck there, right?
Mr. Biddick, so are you still willing to help us out, work with us on
If
once a month or twice a month? Or?
Well, I talked to Stephen today, and he's gonna have a load Thursday, so this will be like twice a month. So about twice a month, you're gonna have a load. Unless you get a bigger truck, of course, but then you're gonna have to be able to store it somewhere. So, I mean, because by the time we haul one, and by the time he calls me a couple of weeks down the line, he's already starting to come out, almost out to the door. So it's a full load in that, so.
And what's the cost of that?
It's $700 per load to go up there and dump it for me.
Okay, every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Every 2 weeks, so it's about $1,400 a month, unless you get more and you have to make a third load during the month or something.
I know which, because we don't know which store.
Right now, the only storage is where it actually,
In the day.
no, there's no pit.
Oh,
It actually gets pressed and then puts into that concrete area.
and then scooped up into the lorry.
If you have a big truck haul it, it's gonna cost you $4 a mile for them to come down, and that's every mile, if they're not on hourly rate. If, like Bartech, I think is an hourly rate,
$200.
so they'll start from the time that guy gets in the truck to the time he gets back to the plant. Stuff, so I mean, it's, if you have a place to store it, of course, you can get it all done like a one load, but it's gonna be very expensive.
So until we figure out on getting a trailer and a vehicle to haul it,
Well, if you want me to, I will buy a trailer and I'll just be your contract call hauler. Or if you guys want to buy one yourself, then that's up to you too.
and then it's $700 each time you haul it.
Right.
Okay, and that doesn't cover the dump either.
No, that, you guys got an account there, so they just send that right directly to the city.
And currently, we are on a payment plan with Bartech.
Payment plan?
How many cubic foot does
that each load contained, does anybody know?
Is it what now?
Gary, I'm behind you.
Oh,
It's the other Gary.
Okay.
How many cubic foot can we haul at a time?
you can haul about 4,000 pounds, 4,500
25.
in a trailer. Of course, you, like I say, you get up over, at that point, I'm at, with my pickup and the trailer, you're looking at about 16,000 pounds gross weight. So if you go to above 26,000, of course, then you're DOT qualified, then you'll have to have a truck. And then you'll have to have someone with a CDL.
Okay, so now, is the weight of that truck going to be 26,000 pounds? Is it going to, is a class B going to be okay to operate?
Well, you can run a class B, then you can go 42,000 pounds with a dump truck.
Okay,
And that. But as soon as you go over the 26,000 pound weight limit, then you have to have a CDL after that.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Class A.
It's just a class B CDL.
Yeah.
A class A would be a semi truck or
Over, yeah, the
Yeah.
bigger ones.
that, so. They're composting it.
I mean, if always been doing that, composting it. Just looking for a different way to get it there.
Okay, so council,
Thank you.
that's kind of like the latest postponement, set aside, think about, Mr. Biddy has given you his expertise on what is required, what is not required, what was said the last meeting was incorrect, so thank you, Mr. Biddy.
Did you find out the amount from this?
We pay 4,000 a month right now.
That's your payment plan.
That's what I've been paying. Yes.
Okay, you don't need me no more.
Thank you so much.
Our original bill was over
See you later.
9,000.
Have fun.
And we were cutting it down 4,000 at a time to get that original bill in. They're not giving
They're not doing permits. Flat out.
We put all that signs there.
So there's a load ready to be taken.
Probably.
So I make a motion that we have Mr. Biddy haul that load after Thursday.
Okay. Moved and seconded to continue with Mr. Riddick, helping us out with hauling off the biosolids from the wastewater treatment plant. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed, the motion carries. All right, council, with your agenda, item B on unfinished business is Department of Retirement, Ordinance 2405, and I'm going to turn the floor over to Barbara.
I have some news from Department of Retirement, or DOR, due to the fact that we did not pay the $17,476 in a timely manner, DRS or DOR stated in an email that we needed to file the correction reports that were not filed. And now new charges have been added that bring the $17,476 to $17,654 and change. And I discovered that there was an error in those correction reports. So the total I gave you at the last meeting for the unreported correction reports brings a new total to $27,314. I missed 2 months in those correction reports. Based on that email from DOR, those reports were filed yesterday or Monday afternoon. So now we owe a total of $44,968, approximately, give or take $1. I have been in contact with accounts receivable, as per the email, to try and set up a payment plan. I was informed that whatever we don't pay will incur late fees and penalties regardless of what we do pay. I was also in touch with the state auditor last week and was informed that we cannot remove funds from a reserve account unless it is for the specific purpose that the reserve fund was created. So thus, no money can be deducted from the vehicle reserve fund unless it is to purchase a vehicle. This brings us back to square one. So I would like once again to present ordinance 2405 that I presented at the June 13th meeting that rescinds ordinance 2404, as that would at least get the $17,654 and change paid.
Boy, hits just keep coming in, don't they?
Yeah, and I have the email from Department of Retirement if you would like to see it.
You know what, how come on each other that much interest? You need to
Well-
go into jail for it.
The interest actually turned out to only be the $170-some. So I don't know what the original $1,400 was last month. I tried going through their site to break down what the $1,400 charges were, and I could not break it down. It doesn't give me the option, and every time I would click, they have, on their site, they have a plus sign next to the charge, and it would keep me out. They were having technical difficulties on their site for a couple of days.
And then they want the money, but they tell us where we can, where we can't take it from.
Well, the state auditor actually is the one that says a reserve account is for the purpose of what it was created for. And the vehicle reserve fund was created for the purpose of purchasing vehicles. So we can't take money out of a reserve account for something other than what it was created for.
Money tree. Then I would look to ask about how your employees are paying that back. You know, I mean, as a payment plan, it worked out where they're paying the town. Every month they have the wages or the deducted, you know, what's been off.
It's not being deducted each time. There is a plan being talked about and being evaluated with each employee. So that's kind of where we're at. They understand they have to get it paid back. So it's just, you know, if I ask you for X amount of dollars now, can you do it? No. So it's a plan. So when that gets finalized, I'll let the council know.
And you said you did all the rest of the corrections?
Yes,
And
I had to.
I was under the impression that I was part of that and hadn't received any letters or any notification.
No, the corrections, your corrections were filed a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
And I haven't received anything in regards to your corrections at this time. So, as elected officials, I am wondering if there is no deductions, because I haven't received anything stating that there would be deductions that in regards to your specific account. I need to
So it could be
double
more.
check. There could be more at this time because your report was filed like 2-3 weeks ago. I believe that we're in the clear as far as your account is done. I need to confirm that to get solid proof because I don't have it in writing.
Okay.
I don't have that in writing at this time, but nothing has shown up on the account payable under your name.
So council, the language that was presented to you, do you need to maybe look at it again?
Did you put it in our packets?
I don't know.
No, actually I did not because I was working on this today, because yesterday and today, because of the Department of Retirement and everything, and so I do have the 2405 that I presented at the last meeting. I've reprinted it just in case you didn't have it, but it is the one that you did not like, that rescinded 2404.
So why are you bringing it back to us?
Because it does give us the $18,000 in the retirement premiums to pay the $17,000 that they are
Now.
saying this has to be paid now. This is the cause of why we can't do the payment plan on the 34, the 40, the $27,000 was revolving around the 17,000.
Okay, so I've been spending some time on the phone with AWC and MRSC, talking to them about our ARPA water money, the American Rescue Plan Assistance money. And you had said that it was, what's the term they use? It was,
It's a pension plan, the retirement,
no, ARPA.
oh, ARPA
It's designated.
You said that that money had been
designated,
designated, okay.
yes.
So technically, just because the council designated it to the water fund does not mean that it is obligated.
Oh, that's the word.
Obligated is probably the word you want. It's not obligated, and we will have to spend it before the end of this year. The only way that it is obligated is if you have signed into a contract and that money is going to be spent before the end of 2026. It has to be a legal binding contract for a project.
Right, and in the paperwork, in the report that I filed in April, it was obligated to be spent for the wells, starting with well 7, then possibly well 8 if there was anything left over.
Okay. The gentleman that I spoke to is the guy at AWC. And
Eric
he's
Lowell.
the gentleman,
Eric Lowell.
I talked to Eric at MRSC, but this guy is Jacob Ewell?
Ewing.
Jacob Ewing. And what he said is that there are a lot of towns that are getting that confused. And he's trying to get to as many towns as he can, so that's why I had a conversation with him. And he says, no, if you do not have a dedicated project in the works by the end of this year, this money will go away. And it won't be reserved for projects in those other 2 years to do that. He did also tell me that we can transfer this money into other line items, and I imagine you want it to stay in the water fund. It can go into wages, benefits, it can go into equipment, repairs. It can be put throughout this system. The whole, once it's put in here, it's in here. It's already been taken care of, but you can't hold on to their money past the end of this year for a project that you don't already have in the works, that isn't a signed contract.
It is obligated
It's
to
not
the
obligated.
well 7 rehabilitation.
Okay, it's
project.
not obligated as far as the government is concerned.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I had a conversation with 2 different gentlemen about this exact same thing, and they both told me the same thing. And he says that people get that
I will
misconstrued
contact them tomorrow.
because you don't have a project that you've signed a contract on yet.
Well 7 rehabilitation project with Century West.
But we're almost done with that.
Okay,
We spent $34,000 of this money recently out of this fund. We have $109,000 left.
okay.
And so we don't have a signed contract for anything past that. And hopefully it's well 7.
As well as well 8.
I know, but you don't have
Okay.
a signed contract.
I will look into it.
Okay, well, I'm saying that this is how we come up with our money.
Okay. I will
Is
have
we
to
can
look
distribute it throughout the fund. We could actually make a motion to take, $10,000 out of the water utility operator's salary and another 2 out of the water wages and another 2 out of water supplies and materials tonight, make a motion to take the 17,000, almost 18,000, I don't know the exact number, and we could pay that bill after tonight, the 17. And then at the next meeting, we could figure out what we want to do with the 44 or the 27, because I wasn't aware of that. So all that I worked on and figured on was the $17,000 to $18,000. And we can do that, and at the next meeting, bring us a budget amendment, and we can transfer money out of the ARPA fund back into those line items, and even more.
What
And that would set us up in our water. We would have money to do repairs, we'd have money for our people with some extra.
My research showed that once the money was obligated and set aside for a certain project and the report was filed for the year, I could not go in and change it. So I don't know.
Your
how
report was
to-
for last year.
Right. And
Okay,
I
so
can't
this
do
is
anything for
2024.
2024.
Okay, well, I'm just offering up a solution from all the research that I did and these people that work with this daily. They're experts, and this is what they told me was possible to do.
Okay.
So I know that we probably wouldn't get another late fee until, what, the 15th of next month? So if you want to have a conversation with them, and I would suggest that you talk with Jacob. And that's a way that we don't run into the risk of losing that American Rescue Plan money. We put it into our budget, and you could put it into other parts of the budget too, I'm sure. So we could have a conversation about where to put those monies so that we don't rely on it. Well, maybe we'll have a well 10 something going.
Right, yeah,
But we don't want to lose $109,000
No, we're not gonna lose it.
that was given to the town.
With well 7 being the first on the top of the ladder. Well 8 is on the next rung of the ladder. And for the refurbishing or rehabilitating and everything, so that's where it was obligated. And so we will have to find out if the obligation is a wash, because we have been told that we're all set. So anyway, thank you for your information.
Yes, I will contact AWC and Jacob Ewing.
And the rehabilitation of well 8, were we looking for grants to help us out with that?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
And yes, we don't know exactly what is going to be needed at this point.
So we haven't had like nobody's gone in
An evaluation.
and evaluated everything. Okay, so this could take even longer than the end of this year.
Well, hold on, but, yeah, yes. Okay, so Barbara, what needs to be just researched more?
Then I need to contact AWC.
Okay.
I appreciate your research and your information, and I will look into it.
I asked some really pointed questions.
Okay.
I was very confident with bringing that information.
Okay, I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
No problem. I was just trying to find a solution
Yes.
to this crazy $45,000 that we just have to come up with.
Yes, I appreciate it very much.
Well, and as well as anybody knows, you talk to, and we found this out with the Department of Retirement, you talk to one and you get a story, and then you turn around, you call again, and try and get to that same person, and they don't know, you gotta talk to so-and-so, and then you get a different line of information, so we'll.
Well, I talked with Eric at MRSC,
Yeah.
and he told me to call,
Jacob, you.
Yeah, Ewing.
and
Yes.
that's the second guy that I talked to.
Okay, all right, so we've got those names.
He's supposed to send me some things in email, so when I receive those, I'll bring them to you.
If you can forward them to me too.
Yeah.
Either way, that's much appreciated.
Okay, council, moving on? Yeah, okay,
Good.
Under new business, item A, Snyder payment 1 and 2, it's for well 7, it's the green sheet. It's double-sided, please turn one and then the other. This is a payment order, if you want to do one at a time or do both of it at the same time, progress report, or progress payment number 1 is waiting for signature, payment due $184,359.70. On the backside, progress payment number 2, waiting for signature of approval, amount due $115,564.54.
Where's the money coming from?
That is the Well 7 Rehabilitation Project, the Century West of the,
Yeah, I mean, what funding
It is a loan.
the loan grant that we had.
from?
Was it USDA or Department of Commerce? Or whatever, I can't remember. Public Works, yeah, sorry. So many initials.
So we have that money accounted for in the
Yeah.
budget. Public Works Trust Fund. Okay.
Yeah.
Make a motion. We pay. We need to do them separate.
Yeah.
That we
just
do
on both.
both of the pay requests, 1 and 2.
Is there a second to?
Second that.
Okay, thank you. It's been moved and seconded to approve Snyder progress payments number 1 and 2. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries. All right, so that will be signed and sent. Council item B, I added is a chicken permit, and that is the white sheet of paper. It is for 4 chickens. The residence is, I don't know the address.
I did write it down, I'm sorry.
Little fish street.
Little Robbie's.
What's that?
Huh?
I don't know.
It's 4th Street.
Is it full?
And S.
Oh, yeah,
Fourth
yeah.
and S. 4th and S. Anyway, he's given you his coop size, 4 chickens.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Lady French eggs.
It's moved and seconded to approve the chicken permit. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed, motion carries. Okay, council. I guess yours is blue. Mine's white. Resolution 2404, it's right away. It's a resolution implementing an application to work within the town of Lynn's right-of-ways. I'll read the verbiage. Whereas the town of Lynn may periodically have construction within the town's right-of-ways from various companies, and whereas any construction company desiring to perform work within the town of Lynn's right-of-ways is required to apply with a site plan and to pay the fee of, and right now I'm leaving that, it says 35, correct? Okay, I'm leaving that kind of blank. To the town of Lynn's town clerk, and whereas any and all plans must be submitted and approved by the town of Lynn's engineering firm, and whereas the council, after reviewing the application and plans presented for each individual projects, and now therefore be it resolved by the town of Lynn that the town council utilizes the attached form named application to work within the town of Lynn's right-of-way. And as you can see, I've got some draft, like, you need to decide. Right now, it says, contractor shall bring completed application and a check for $35 to the town land clerk. It's up to your discretion. This $35 is kind of 40 years back, cost per permit. So $100, $150, $200 on the back side of that double side is the actual permit holder liability, compliance laws they have to follow. The item 3 there shows the insurance necessary for their projects that we, the town, would require them to show. So this is for our protection.
Where did this come from?
It came from a project that is with the broadband company, Lumen, is wanting to do some work within town right away this next month. And they were wanting to know if there was a fee, application fee, or something like that. And Joe, that's a good idea that we need to get that worked up. So, but it's your decision for the, I guess, the amount of the permit, or application, sorry.
So is our engineer gonna charge us for looking at these things? Looking at their plans?
That part I did not call Century West to find out for that answer. Right now, like I said, Joe presented this to me to have the council consider sooner than later, because what I said, Lumen is wanting to start.
I'm just concerned that it's gonna cost us, the engineering firm, to look at their plans, and they're gonna charge us X number of dollars, and $35 isn't gonna cover that.
Well, that's why I said 200, you know, that would be, the $35 is just in there for a placeholder.
And we know we cowboys.
You and your Cowboys.
No, serious, I mean, they can be cowboys for all, I don't know who it is. You know, we do get picked off with cowboys, there's no doubt. Well,
You would, it says here that you would review before the,
Okay, so let me throw a situation out there. Somebody's sewer line is all messed up, and part of their job means they have to go, the company they hired has to tear up our road. So then that would be an additional fee to that work being done in the right of way, across the road.
go across the road.
No, that's part of the building permit for the sewer. The
Yeah, that's-
sewer, this would fall under sewer repair. This is something totally different. Lumen is wanting to work specifically in the right of way to attach something to a utility pole.
This
Yeah.
is, whatever.
So this is specifically for that kind of project. Like the broadband project is going to be attaching cables and stuff to poles within the town right of way, like aerial, not in
Yeah,
the
I
ground.
understand that, but it's a permit required to perform any construction work within the public right of way or any construction work outside of the public right of way that will cut, break, or otherwise damage the public right of way or facilities. So to me, that says that it's required for a company to come in and fix your sewer line that runs under the road, because they're going through the sidewalk and the road.
They would have to have permission first. in order to do their project, right? So if they
Yes.
if they have an issue and ruin something, well, that's taken care of in a different,
Under the permit for the sewer.
Through insurance or something.
Yeah, so they screw up, they pay us, and for their company.
That specific scenario would fall under the sewer repair issue. That specific scenario that you brought up.
We have a question from over here.
Wasn't the ordinance number for the reallocation of Henry's position 2404?
That was an ordinance, this is a resolution.
Okay, that's what I didn't catch.
You got me.
so, council, do you want to, throw out some numbers for a fee amount in there? If you're worried about my $35, that means nothing, it's just a placeholder. But I think that it covers, protection on our side.
When are you hoping to have this in place for Lumen?
Tonight. The start of their project is thrown out there till in July 20th, I think is what she said.
Big companies sting them up.
Yeah, but I don't know if it would, actually, the way it's written and what it says, it looks like this is for anybody. Any
Well,
contractor.
it could be, yeah. If you, this resolution part is just a general, yes, you are correct. This part, the application, would be specifically for Lumen, specifically for a Vista, specifically for Zero, Deb, or Deb, whoever the broadband company is.
Sting them up, they're making money, sting them up.
Yes,
Is there any minimum charges as far as them looking at paperwork? I mean, seeing as how Paula didn't get,
Well, right now, Century West does not charge us.
they don't charge you anything?
No, it's that, when they have, the courtesy, just like when they do the grant writing and the searching and all that, that is not a direct charge to us at that time. They are hoping to get that, and then they'll make it up in the project dollars. But this is just a
So you don't
resolution.
have a minimum to call them up and say, look at this paperwork?
We can do that.
Well, no, I mean, because if you're wanting to raise the fee, you need to be above whatever their minimum is.
Right,
So you don't know if they're gonna charge you the minimum for looking at paperwork.
and you are correct, I did not get that.
So you don't have any information for your city council to be able to make a decision on how much to raise it.
They could make it $1,000 and then make it $200. They could make
Shoot
it,
yourself in the foot too.
well, exactly. That's why I put in $35. So,
have you seen what, like Ritzville or any of the other local towns, small towns, charging them?
I have not seen any resolution for an application for them, for Ritzville or Bello.
And this is what Joe came up with.
Yes, the front part, yeah.
Joe charges you 65, right? So you know that one's gonna charge you money to look at something.
All I know is Century West has said that they do not charge us for, like I said, the grant writing, the process of researching whatever's.
Put the dollar signs on there, Christ.
Big
companies can always afford plenty of money, they're not doing it for the house.
Well, this is just like your building permit. The building permit for the town of Lynn is $25. The application for the building permit. When you fill that out and it gets sent to Adams County Building and Planning, then they assess what your site plan, what your project is, and then it gets back. And then if it's mine, well, then I pay the $25 plus whatever the fee is that Mr. Lorenz puts on your project.
Could we wait till the next meeting to make our decision, and then if you guys could come back with some examples about what other towns might do, and then just double check with Century West
Yes.
to see on that. And that way we have a little more time to kind of read everything. And,
Yes, and that's why I said just the thought.
and this isn't going to affect somebody who's sewer, this just, because I know people have had to dig up the roads. And they're not gonna be charged an additional application.
It has nothing to do with sewer, any project of sewer. This is for application to work within, like a company, not a personal person or resident. It's a company,
I just want
construction
to
company.
come back and be a huge burden on something like that.
Okay,
You're talking an outside company coming in.
right. Okay, so that will come back. Right, okay.
Move to table,
Huh?
move to table.
No, I just bring it back. Okay, so, council, item D, the TIB is in yellow or orange or whatever. This bid authorization form is needing to be approved so that it can be signed and sent back to Century West for TIBs, so that we can go out to bid for the TIB project on that, what was it called? Scrub seal on multiple locations.
That's all grant, huh?
100% grant?
If you'll see the second page, the original, land has got zeros. Okay, TIB funds, 128,471. Okay, anticipated funding increase is why we have to get this approved. $39,009 more. So it went from 128,000 to $160,480.
That was nice of them.
Yes.
I make a motion that we sign the authorization form.
Okay, it's moved and seconded to approve and sign the bid authorization form for TIB scrub seal project. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, that will be done. Let's see. Okay. Mayor's report is next, for June 25th, that's today. Public Works advertisement has been posted and put in the paper for a full-time position, as Stephen Thompson's last day will be June 28th, 2024. And I personally, but we all hate to see him leave us, but town of Land can't compete with bigger offers. This morning, June 25th, Cagney Wills put in her 2-week notice. We will be continuing to advertise using the same information. Fireworks, Superintendent Vanderholm has requested an announcement to be made that with the new seating of the football field, there not to be any fireworks on the field this year. So fireworks pretty much should not be exploded anyway because of the grasses. But yeah, specifically not on the football field. Okay, well 8, been running pretty much all the time. There was added stress on it this last Saturday with the fire at DeMoss's area around noontime on Saturday. Cemetery was watering and the football field was watering, as well as residents' yards were watering all at the same time. Stephen was watching it closely, well 8, with the operations.
Well 6 is on the same level as well 8.
No.
Okay, now, council. Some that you can look and go down. Better not give these away. Okay, one. Okay, we can do that.
Luckily worse than others.
Just share it down.
No, I don't.
More. Okay, vandalism and the restrooms again. Anybody? So that is why the restrooms were locked, and they have been locked. The water, the sinks were on full blast. So the park water bill is going to be quite high. The toilet paper bill will be quite high because we have to replace that. Do not know who, when, or why it was done. But anyway, I wanted you to know that that's why the restrooms were closed. And they will be, like I say, they will be opened for the 4th of July travelers, and then probably closely watched, all that. Just wanted you to be aware.
What are the hours that it's normally open? What are the hours that it's normally open?
Probably 6 o'clock in the morning till 5 or 6 at night. The sign does say that they're closed at 4, but with the daylight hours,
That was the best way to stop vandalism. We never had a problem. Open it at 7 in the morning, start work, and then, time group goes when they go home.
yeah, and they do, but somewhere along the line.
No weekend open unless they want.
No, the weekends are open. So,
Just a thing like this.
because that's when I travel.
Just a thing like this, when they're not gonna stop, there's only vandals and catch them in the act.
Have you thought of putting a camera, a motion sensor camera outside, not inside? Outside is.
Still invasion of privacy, I checked into that.
Outside?
I had one anywhere near the toilets. or bathrooms.
Because then you could see who is putting it on.
You could have it over the shop. From the window.
Okay, so that was just information. Okay. Repeating the little blurb that I said last meeting that we are following, the town is following the county-wide burn ban, which is now in effect from June 1st through September 30th. Recreational campfires are allowed in approved devices at public campgrounds when permitted by the campground authority. Private fire pits are allowed at residence as long as there is 25 feet of non-combustible space surrounding that fire. Gas and charcoal barbecues are still allowed, but when in doubt, Eric Labus, who is the new fire chief for Lynn, is wanting anybody to call for permission, information, whatever. And you can always call the Adams County Fire Marshal's office. Okay, so that was bad news. Returning to the agenda for the Finance Committee report.
Before I make a motion, anybody, any objections?
You can include the warrant, check register, or the pending.
Okay, I move to approve payment of warrants dated from 6/11/2024 to 6/24/2024 in the amount of $25,068.25.
Second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded to approve the warrants on June 11th to June 24th of 2024. Dollar amount of $25,068.25. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, number 2, I move to approve the pending invoices dated 5/1/2024 through the 6/24/2024 in the amount of $12,464.45.
Second.
That was in your packet for tonight.
We have one that's, oh. Is it this? Okay.
Okay, motion's on the floor.
A sewer spoon,
I
that
was just
sounds
looking at that,
interesting.
Got a wide enough mouth, it'll fit in. It's about this big.
Oh my goodness. Move to approve. Second, I guess. You already moved there.
Yeah.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the pending invoices dating May 1st through June 24th, 2024 in the dollar amount $12,464.45. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries.
I would just like to reiterate, you say shop supplies, office supplies, weren't we going to be receiving a itemized statement as to where everything goes?
Yeah, office and shop. That was,
Well, he wants to know what was purchased.
Well, yeah.
oh.
Aren't they in the bills right there
Do you have
next
the
to her?
bills? But if it was put on like.
I have a financial question to council when you have a minute.
Those are the bills. Those are the bills.
Okay. Do you want the whole folder, or you want just the Visa? Okay. Short and sweet, the Visa is for office and shop supplies, $406.53, covers our email registration for our town email. There's some timers, there's a sander, signs for the airport, there's a Gigamedics invoice in there. If that's the specific one that you are looking, I think it's the last one, last bill.
What was your question while he's looking?
The employees that are quitting, do they owe DRS money? And if so, how are you going to collect it if you're not taking it out of their paycheck?
It's a good question.
The honor system,
What was that?
the honor system.
You guys need a contract.
I think the state should go on the honor system.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just me talking. See these?
Okay, that is the only comments and concerns from the council. Okay.
Thank you.
Yep, no, that wasn't the only one. There's more.
Oh, okay.
You wanna go there?
So I'm curious, a situation was brought to my attention that the employees get so many vacation days per year based on how long they've been with the town, and that it's usually given to them at the beginning of every year. And for some reason this year, you've told them, no, you're gonna make a change to that, and they didn't receive all their vacation days at the beginning of the year, like has been done in the past. And there is no language in the policy and procedures for the employees that states that they have to earn it monthly or however it was that you were gonna give it to them. And it's been given at the beginning of the year, and they didn't get all of their hours for vacation at the beginning of the year.
It's never been given at the beginning of the year. They earn it as it's earned 8 hours a month in the system.
Full-time employees accrue leave on an annual basis.
Accrue. Accrue means you earn their leave.
As you go.
Okay, but according to what I was told, they've been paid in January at the beginning of the year in the past. And they wondered why it was changed, and it doesn't specify in here. And,
They earn their vacation time as they go every year. So every month they earn throughout the month. They earn vacation leave as they go. So in a month, they earn 8 hours of vacation time.
well, I
It's
know
like
that
sick
that
leave.
happens at some businesses, but it wasn't
That's
written
how,
out this way, and it was brought to my attention that it's been done differently.
that's how it's been
previously.
done since I've been here. That's how it was set up when I started. So I was never told any differently. I was never led to believe any differently. The way I read that is they accrue their sick leave and their vacation leave. So
That was
accrue
when
means
that's all
it's
that
earned.
too. That is-
No, it's always been 8. And sick leave is actually more than our CW state. We get 8 hours.
We pay more than what they are.
Late night house, all of those.
This is,
So it's always,
every 1 hour.
It's been like 40 hours. I was when I was there, that's it, said there, when you took the vacation.
What page are you guys on?
Oh, I'm looking at page 9. So I had a question. No employee shall be permitted to forego paid vacation for the purpose of receiving its money equivalent, except in the event of termination of employment or by specific approval of the mayor. Then at the bottom it says, upon resigning from employment, accrued vacation hours are not paid out.
Vacation hours are not paid out. Sick leave is, but vacation is not.
They've already earned it. It's an earned benefit. But in certain things, if termination of employment or approval of the mayor, they can cash it in. They can get paid for their vacation days.
If the mayor approves it. Did you ever approve vacation days?
I'm just talking about the payback of what
I'm
they've
just
already
curious.
earned. Just because they go and they're looking for another job and they give you a 2 weeks notice, doesn't mean that they should automatically lose their vacation time. It's already an earned benefit.
They,
Like, and if you say it the way it is, they've worked 6 months, they've earned something every month.
they can take their vacation time for those 2 weeks.
But they have to give you a 2-week notice to take any vacation time. So how does that work?
Yeah, they would have to think hard ahead.
I don't do that. I'm not the one that wrote the policy, so the council wrote it. That policy was in effect before I took office. And as far as I understood, council wrote it.
This is new, the upon resigning from employment, accrued vacation hours are not paid out.
Yeah, you always got your sick days, but you didn't get vacation days.
You get half of your sick days.
Well, that's what I meant, just half.
Why wouldn't you get something you've already earned? Why would you not get your vacation pay? But it says that you can make a special approval by the mayor for them to receive it. So I'm just trying to figure out what it means so that I can answer the employees.
Well, no employee has asked for their vacation time to be paid out. So I don't know. Every employee has received the handbook and has signed that they've received it and read it. So-
Yes, I understand.
And if an employee wanted their vacation time paid out, all they would have to do is ask for it. And no employee has ever done that. At least while I've been as clerk treasurer, no employee has ever asked for that. So, well, it's a little late for, I'm sorry.
Well, I wrote this says that it was updated and adopted by Lynn Town Council December 26th of 23.
Correct. Certain parts of it were updated and adopted, but that particular section was not.
Okay.
Okay.
The holidays were updated.
If the language is confusing, no employee shall be permitted to forego a paid vacation for the purpose of receiving its money. So no, you can't come in and say, cash out my 2 weeks vacation and I'll work during that time. You want them to take a vacation, except in the event of termination of employment or by specific approval of the mayor. And then upon resigning from employment, you lose your vacation hours that you've already accrued, earned, and you've earned it.
Past jobs, all I can say from experience is past jobs, I've never gotten my vacation paid out.
When I was working at home.
No, it's just very confusing. I guess the mayor can decide to pay them their vacation hours, because it does say special approval.
If an employee asks for it, yeah, it's up for.
Okay, that's it. I'm just telling you.
If somebody owes DRS money, they shouldn't be getting vacation pay. That should go towards their bill.
You guys haven't worked anything out with any of the people? Signed a contract with them as how much they're gonna pay?
We're still analyzing.
If they're leaving a month and all, what's to stop them from doing it?
And council is supposed to do contracts, not Paula.
Well, I spoke to Tank and Jack. That's a bit.
Okay. Contention. I love it.
As long as we're doing the employee handbook thing. It says, once a new employee has successfully completed the required probationary period, he or she shall have 12 months to reside within the town of Lynn unless otherwise excused by the mayor on a temporary basis for good cause shown. Don't we have a couple of employees that live out of town? And they've lived out of town since they've been employed here, what, 3 years? Barbara? Okay, so why are they allowed to live out of town?
I would assume that that's just been overlooked as far as that sentence goes.
Okay, will this be enforced or just blown off?
Right now, the clerk's job and the public works job is both living out of town. May I present something to you? What happens if we hire someone else, say out of Richville or out of Othello for a public works position?
Okay, well, it says they have 12 months.
Okay. So I'm just throwing something out. I've got a family established in Othello, Richville, whatever. If that is part of the, so I guess interview questions, they could either say yes or no.
Okay.
So that's a good point.
Okay, well, I want to throw that out there because that is in the policies.
And you've also got this problem, nobody in this town want to work, Jim.
Have we had any applications? Nothing yet.
Okay, okay. I have contacted an attorney who is willing to be our town's new attorney. And so at this time, I would like to make a motion that we remove our current town attorney from his duties. What's his name? Heaps. Mitchell Heaps. Remove him as our town attorney.
I second that.
Larson Fowles
Okay,
is the
so
company.
you have a new attorney,
Yes,
has a name,
yes. Brad. Phonney. And it has been clear that we can do this.
okay, what is their price? Is there a contract that's going to be needing?
It's as we go, and it's $2.75 an hour. He asked if we could put a $5,000 retainer. And after I stopped laughing, he said, "Yeah, I didn't think so." So, but he's willing to work, you know, as an at-need basis.
Okay. As needed.
And I have a question about Barbara's overtime being used to pay back what she overpaid herself. Is that legal?
It was approved for
By?
the state auditor. And it was also approved by the Larson Fowles.
Okay.
So how do you work on the reporting side of the hours that she's worked? But you're not paying her for them, you're just swapping them out for overpayments of other times. How does that, it's like clear as mud how the reporting goes, like to retire. Do you still report the hours to retirement and no pay or?
I mean, I didn't think about department retirement.
Okay, so, state auditor will confirm that as well.
And then, last week, Barbie, you were gone for 3 days
Yes,
for training.
yes.
Who approved that?
It was the last November and in the budget talks with council, interviewee conference. It was all in the approval of the budget.
So the town paid for that?
Yes. It was a scholarship for the conference itself.
Oh, okay.
And then I took my own vehicle, so I paid for the mileage and the gas and the trip itself. And then the town just paid for the hotel.
Oh, so they didn't reimburse you for fuel?
No, you did not reimburse me for fuel. You did not reimburse me for mileage or fuel or any of that stuff. You paid for the hotel and the parking garage. 2 of the 3 days. I didn't charge the 3rd day of the parking garage. I only charged 2 days.
Okay. Oh, I think that's all I have.
I have another quick question. Has the sine wave filter arrived yet for the well number 7?
I believe so, I'm not quite sure.
And that's gonna be online with?
We don't know. It's gotta be installed and then tested
Yeah.
and then pulled out to clean and then installed again to make sure that everything's right where it needs to be.
Okay, and we still don't have the, what is it, the pump or the motor or both?
Just the sine wave filter?
Yeah, just
Oh,
the,
that's it?
yeah.
Oh, okay. When, they don't know when that's gonna happen?
10 weeks out.
Yeah, wait,
Yeah,
I was trying to
11 weeks
think
ago.
when was it?
They were guesstimating the first week of July,
Oh,
I
okay.
believe.
I can't remember when that started to be, whatever.
Okay.
So,
We've got 2
Oh.
public.
Do public comments, okay.
do you have anything? No. Because we have
I'll
some,
do, but I'm 38, 10 o'clock tonight.
okay,
So I'll read it.
okay, all right. Public comment, sign-in sheet is first Gary DeMoss. Non-agenda item for discussion.
Well, first I want to make a comment. Of course, most of you know about the fire up there, but you don't know the full ramifications. It turned out to be a gal that my stepson had befriended, and she actually started the fire herself. Okay. The police, or the sheriff's department did arrest her, hauled her off, but the very next day she's running up and down Clark Street again. And there ain't a heck of a lot I can do about it. I have to admire our fire department. They actually ended up there 5 different times to be able to take and knock this thing down and keep it down. The 3rd time, it was 20 minutes to 3 in the morning. Everybody was asleep. And thank goodness for one of our friends that just happened to wake up and hear the snap, crackling, and popping, or probably my house would have burned down. We stopped it within 4 feet of my back porch.
Whoa.
I mean, that's how close it was.
Wow.
And of course, we're in the east end of the building, and that's right there where one of our escape doors is, right at the back porch. So, like I say, we've had to take and turn out some of the small spot fires ourselves. I don't know, we may go over on our water this month because of putting some spot fires out ourselves. We put out probably 25 different small so that we wouldn't have to call the fire department back up there again. So, like I say, Nutcase doing it again, Gary. She's out there running around. What's that? What's to stop the nutcase from doing it again? There is absolutely nothing. That's it. I mean, we are sleeping almost in shifts.
till we can get either a restraining order or something to keep her off of our property. I mean, it is a real problem. And I feel sorry for my neighbors, you know, I mean, that we didn't expect anything like this. It was, like I say, it was my stepson who invited her up there because it was winter time, it was cold, and she didn't have a place to go. And this is what's happened. And so
It's the things you get.
uh,
That's the things you get.
yeah, absolutely.
How do you get a restraining order there? It doesn't cost anything.
A what?
A restraining order.
Yeah, well, yeah, have you seen the papers for a restraining order?
Yeah.
Okay, 13, and it takes 13 for me and 13 for my wife.
Yeah,
We are working on them now. We picked them up yesterday.
I have one for me and my three kids because of my ex was, you know, doing the fault, keeping away
And,
from
and the problem with a restraining order is that there's only certain classifications, and none of this really fits to their classifications, so the judge can say, no, we're not gonna grant it, even when we file it. Well, like I say, we're dealing with two different courts.
You only have 2 minutes left,
Okay.
so
Anyway, but my other question was that there was a report that our mayor has said that my house is illegal. I want to know what's illegal about my house.
Your house is not illegal, it's what you're having up there. You don't have a permit or any zoning for trailer court. That's what I have said.
Well, that isn't what was reported to me. He said that my house was illegal, and I'm about to say, I have all the permits and everything else already, you know, signed and everything for my house. I mean, that's been
Your house
done
is
a
your house.
long time ago, you know, so anyway. All right. Like
We're
I said,
happy that nobody was hurt.
well, I am too, needless to say, but like I say, it's still in a scary situation, so. All right, thank you.
Gary, I've received several phone calls from the people in this town scared of that fire.
Well,
Okay,
you think it worked?
that can be
I
after the meeting. That
I've
can be
been
after
up
the
day
meeting.
and night because of that fire.
Like I say, I walked out the back door, 20 minutes below.
Hey, guys,
Yes. Whole side was.
That can be later, please.
Okay,
You had
the
your hand
next
up.
item
Yeah, I
person.
did one time.
You had I forgot to go back to you.
It was overdue now. There was the thing about the town not paying this vacation.
Yes.
So whoever's quitting, whatever happens. So what happens if that employee gets sick and takes vacation and goes sick leave?
I don't think you can do that.
And a doctor says this person has to be off work. You have to use vacation instead of
You
sick
have
leave.
to use your sick days up first before you can use your
Then
vacation.
your vacation days, I have done.
Is this in the town charter? Can I read the town charter about the sick leave, the vacation?
We will give you a copy of
I'd like to see a copy of
the
that.
employees.
So I think it's illegal not to pay people for their vacation and run, even if they terminate.
That was my. Thank you.
I want to see that.
I'm sorry, I forgot to get back to you earlier.
Say, I lost a job one time, and I came back to that company 3 years later, I had half an hour vacation, still in the books. Because I never got to use it, but they didn't pay for it. So, and that's a mistake,
Good to know.
a very liberal state.
All right, so another
I'm done.
signed up is Jim Dorshak. Non-agenda item.
Correct. Okay, for the record, Councilmember Schmunk, the statement that I read to the council at the council meeting on May 28, 2024, was to be transcribed verbatim into the minutes of the meeting. According to Robert's rules and MSRC documents, your deletion of this is a violation of those documents. I also have a right to speak at these meetings. As a resident of the town of Lynn, your obvious lack of, to use your word, transparency in all matters put before council shows me that you delete anything you do not like. I would appreciate common decency to reign at council meetings. Thank you.
I'd like to say something to that. Personal and slanderous remarks. Any person making personal, impertinent, or slanderous remarks, or who shall become boisterous while addressing the council may be requested to leave the meeting. And I think what he just did was make a personal remark. And I think it's out of order.
I disagree with that.
Okay?
We decided not to include it in the minutes, but it should be attached with the minutes. It says that you spoke in the minutes at the end of the meeting. And I said just attach it to the back of it. We didn't have to put it in the actual minutes.
Question?
If you're done with that, I'd like to revisit the toilets, because I didn't hear any discussion of what you're gonna do about it, because this affects me personally, because when those are locked, I get all the business. And I have a steady stream of people coming through my business. I'm the only one open in town, and all the bikers coming in and need a place, they're all coming to my store. And I don't wanna deny anybody a bathroom, but
Can we put a
if I keep track, I mean, are you gonna start me to service everybody? Or are you gonna do something about this toilets and get them open, so they're open all the time? I mean, because
Over here, Tom, there is no toilets. They don't even have a name on it in there, and they're religious people.
where, what?
You don't?
Yeah, I drove for 50 miles trying to go somewhere.
Well, that's not my problem. You
Well,
talk,
what I'm
I'm
saying
talking
is here, you know, what the Indians do, they went in the woods.
about.
I'm the coolie girl.
They come to my shop, and then once I'm open, because I always sell, there's, bathrooms over at the park, and they say, no, they're locked. And then I get everybody.
How long are you planning on this?
They're being cleaned today and tomorrow, so.
But then they'll be back open as well.
Yes, for regular things. It sounded like, well, we'll have it open for 4th of July, but no, I think for the travelers, yes. Okay, but you're gonna be,
We'll be
working, keeping them open.
Yeah.
But I still think you need to address some way to, fix the problem and find the vandals. I'd like to see that done, because
So noted.
Or if there's nothing else, I made the motion to adjourn.
okay, motion to adjourn and seconded, all in favor, say aye. All right, we are adjourned.